Are you tilted? I can't tell if you're tilted or not. Hi guys. So, update. I like to read. I used to not really like reading, but that was mostly because I never found a book that I really liked that motivated me to actually branch out and look for books. Because there's a lot of books, guys. You can't just hate reading when you don't know what's out there, you know? When I found this out recently, I suddenly just dove into books. So I'm not a genius or anything, pushes up glasses. I do like reading, and I do want to share some of my books that I just recently bought, as well as my reading rush reaction or review. I don't even know how to explain it. I've never done the reading rush before, so this is my first year. The first book I read, it took me 3 days to read. Even though there is a lot of eventful stuff that you should, definitely pay attention to, it's not like every 2 seconds. This is really good though. I love it. I'm glad I read it as my first book for the reading rush, and I'm really proud of myself for finishing it in 3 or 2 days. I don't even remember. It's Red, White, and Royal Blue by Cassie McQuiston. It's third person of Alex, and he is the president's son, the first son. He's really into politics too, like his mom, and he's always hated Prince Henry. He finally confronts him, and they kind of get into this little incident, and so they're forced to be friends for the media, so people believe that, oh, they weren't fighting, there's nothing bad that was going on, they're friends. And then it turns into a romance somehow, and I'm not gonna explain how. The author did a great job with the story, period. It's not just about their relationship, it's about their families, their friends. It's just so well told, and I love this book. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads, but I might have to change that to 5. And then the second book I read was 5 Feet Apart. I watched the movie before the book, and I do like the book a little better. Not that much better. I mean, they're both amazing. So basically she has this, I don't know how to say it. They talk about it in the book. You'll find out what it is, the disease, but it affects her lungs, and she goes to the hospital, and there's this guy there who hasn't been there before. They just meet. He's new. She's been there all her life, so she's like, oh hey, this is my hospital, I own it. I'm just kidding. They kind of don't get along at first because he's like, I want to live my life before I die. And she's like, take your medicine so you can live, dumb. All the patients discover something new about themselves from each other, and it's just cute, and I love this book. I cried, oh my god, I cried so much during it. I sobbed at the end of the movie, but reading it, just the wording, the detail, everything just hit me 10 times harder. So these are the 2 books that I read during the reading rush. This one was I randomly chose it, and then this one was a movie you've seen but haven't read the book. So my sister bought this, and then I bought these 2 at a bookstore. It's half price books, so they're half off. The first thing I grabbed was a book I've already read. I talk about it in my sister's vlog of the reading rush, so you can check that out. It's basically a night girl and a day guy. They aren't supposed to meet because they're in their own set of times. Not supposed to meet, but I guess they fall in love. I don't really remember. I guess they run away or go on a road trip or something because the cops go after him and them, and I really like the idea. I love the cover. I know they're making out, but I love the cover. Then I haven't read this book at all, but it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, especially since A Court in Thorns and Roses was so good. I wanted to try another book to see if I would like it as much. Then after that, we went to another store at the mall. I read this book before, but I saw it there and it was cheap, obviously, so I went and grabbed that. Sarah Dessen is a great author. She was the author I always went to during middle school when I was reading books. I went to that section every time, or manga, so this is the only book. This was the best, and I think maybe the first, but it was the best. So basically he's a rebellious, you shouldn't be with him guy, but she falls for him anyway. They start dating, and then there's a problem that occurs. I like it because it doesn't show just the, oh, I love you, and it works out story. It's definitely a realistic, something to think about story. And then I got, obviously, The Fault in Our Stars. Did I just say The Fault in Our Stars? I meant 5 Feet Apart. Have I been saying Fault in Our Stars this whole time? It was on my list and I didn't own it, so I wanted to go grab it. My sister pulled off the sticker, so there's a little shine there. The books were glued together, so it was hard. I had to rip it apart sometimes. But other than that, I do love the cover. I do love the book, so I'm gonna keep it. Go ahead and watch my most recent video. I'm really proud of that video. I know it's not that cool, but it was fun to make and funny. Go ahead and check out the videos I told you to watch, unless you don't want to. It's your choice, not mine. It's your fingers tapping away, so whatever, do what you want.